They've informed me that all the first class is checked in, so we're ready to begin our Market Lamb show. We'll bring those into the ring, if you would please. Class 1, lightweight market lambs into the ring now, please. Judging our Market Lamb show today is Alex Wolf from Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Alex is the shepherd and owner of Wolf Brothers Livestock. He raises natural coloreds and club lambs on their farm. He and his wife, Melissa, have 3 children who are all very active in their operation.
Oh, good afternoon. A nice way to start the show out here. I think we have one that leads off rather handily for me. One that's really ideal in terms of its build. Really good in terms of its balance from the side. Has that added feature, has that added look up through the front end of its skeleton. And then where she really excels, you put your hands on it. It's the best about its rack. It's the squarest up there. Really has a groove coming back. Gets wider as we come back. Really like that one in terms of its upper hip shape. I think that's an awful nice lamb. Go ahead and lead off with. Then we come to lamb here in second. Really a robust lamb in terms of its makeup. You get over top of this one, really wide from its rack all the way back to that hip. Has a wide rib in it. Really appreciate the added muscularity and shape when we get in and view it from behind today for me when we analyze it compared to its counterpart standing directly ahead. One that's just not quite as neat through the front end of his skeleton in terms of that build and shoulder assembly. We'd like to move that neck, come out over the top side of the shoulder, give it just a little better look to be able to go ahead and run with the young man we're leading off with. Then we come to the outlier out here. We've got this Texel Weather, one that looks really good in motion, one that's really smooth in his stride. You get over top of him, he's definitely the heavier muscle lamb out here as well. One that when we compare him, we're showing a purebred against some crossbreds up here, just doesn't have that added design in a weather show, but boy, that's an awful neat one when you put your hands on it. You come to the lamb here in fourth, and again, a really good type of lamb in its basic build. It's got some feature. One that misses out a little bit in terms of squareness up high. We put our hands on it, not quite as square in its rack as what we're seeing in the ones directly ahead. Not quite as neat in the front end look as well. We've got a tall shoulder, long neck lamb coming in here in fifth. One that you really appreciate the silhouette on this lamb. You put your hands on it, maybe not quite as square through the rack. He does come back to a wide loin and hip. One that maybe wants to roll off just a touch compared to the ones directly ahead of him. But all in all, a great class. Let's go ahead and send them out with a round of applause.
We do want to remind exhibitors, those top 4 in each class, you're going to come back in at the end to select for grand, reserve grand, highly commended, and commended. So the top 4. Placing on that class of lightweight lambs, first place goes to Clayton Hesse of Pennsylvania. That lamb weighing 99 pounds. Second place to Brendan Pym of New York. That lamb weighing 116. Third place to Rachel Prestigiacomo of Connecticut. That lamb weighing 100 pounds. Fourth place to Ryan McLinton of New York. That lamb weighing 108. Fifth place to Charlotte Dill of New Hampshire. Sixth place, Charlotte Dill of New Hampshire. Seventh place, Philomena Jarris of Massachusetts. And eighth place to Teresa Jarris of Massachusetts. In the makeup area, we need lambs in class number 3, our heavyweight market lambs, to be at the makeup area, please.
nice class of market lambs. We get into these heavier weights and just deeper all the way down through here. I think we find one that rises to the top rather handily for me. I'll be the first to admit I'd like to see this one get out and go just a little better. He wants to fight moving around the ring, and it makes it just a little rougher to evaluate. But boy, when you put your hands on him, he's the big top lamb, really big in his rack shape, comes back to a wide loin and hip, one that blends tremendously into his hip bones and his hooks from his pins there. One that's really got a lot of expression in terms of muscle shape when you view it from behind. I think that's just an ideal place for me to start. You come to the young lady's Dorset here in second, and this is the one that maybe there's a little challenge if you want to switch up the next few. I think this one's really good in terms of its basic build, especially for a Dorset sheep out here. One that balances tremendously well. He's got a big rack in him. He comes back to a wide set of pin bones out here. One that's got some shape, he's got some balance. I think he fits in here in terms of muscle shape. When you view him from behind, he gets a nod over the U here in 3. The U in 3, love this one off the side. She's extended, she's angular. One that gives you a great look in terms of balance. One that when we get in and view her from behind, I'd like to just deepen her up in that twist, give her another shot of shape if we were to go ahead and switch these two. Then we come to the Texel U, really heavy muscle type of a sheep out here. One that for me, when we analyze her compared to the counterparts in a weather show, just doesn't have the added qualities and bells and whistles we're seeing, what you'd expect with that breed. But I think that one's ultra good in terms of rib shape, really heavy in terms of muscle, really sound at the ground. Rounding out my top lineup, we've got a really light featured type of a sheep here. One that's got a long neck, really tall shoulder type of a sheep. You like all those attributes about it when you get off to the side. Today for me, I'd like to drop her in that rear flank and just make her a little softer and more pliable through the center portion of her skeleton. I'd like to give her another shot of actual shape when we view her up high in terms of her hip for me today to be able to go ahead and run her higher, but a beautiful outline view. Great group of sheep. Congratulations to all the exhibitors.
Placing on the middleweight class of lambs, these lambs weighing between 123 and 139. First place goes to Caden Doherty of Ohio, lamb weighing 136 pounds. Second to Madeline Syme of Connecticut, that lamb weighing 136. Third place, Brady Clark of New Hampshire, that lamb weighing 139. And fourth place to Rachel Prestigiacomo of Connecticut, that lamb weighing 134. Fifth place in that class went to Penelope Kemp of Connecticut. Sixth place to Brianna Beebe of Connecticut. Seventh place, Adele Town of New Hampshire. Eighth place, Brianna Beebe, Connecticut. Ninth place, Ryan McLenathan of New York. 10 to Tina Colt Fisk of Rhode Island. 11 to Adele Town of New Hampshire. And 12th place to Ella Field of New York. exhibitors that placed first through fourth in the previous two classes, please have those animals in the makeup area. First through fourth in Class 1 and Class 2 in the makeup area, please.
an interesting class to sort through and a lot of give and take all the way through this show. That being said, the young lady brings us one that gets here rather handily in my estimation. Love the feature on this sheep, love the build and the basic design. When you put your hands on her, extremely fresh to the touch. Big rack, comes back to the wider hip. He's got the most amount of shape and the most ideal package out here. I like that one a great deal. Congratulations. Then we come to the ewe here in second. One that maybe doesn't want to hook up right there in the hip loin a little bit if I'm going to be critical, and that's kind of my struggle with her. But that being said, super good rack in this sheep. She comes back to the wide loin, big wide hip. She's got some shape from behind. One that I think if you trim her up, that's going to be an awful good contender out here. I like that lamb. Then we come to the ewes here in 3 and 4, and it's a little bit of give and take. We're going to go ahead and give the nod to the young man Suffolk appearing type of a sheep. One that I like that added extension. I like the balance when I view it from the side. And besides that, when you put your hands on it, it's got the better handle. It's fresher about its rack. It's bigger about its rack. Really like the sweep to the underline as well. That's a nice kind of a female. Then we come to the young man's ewe next. One that's really good in their basic build. One that's fresh enough to the touch. Loses out on the squareness compared to the contemporary standing directly ahead. Maybe not quite as much shape as we view it from behind, but I think that's an awful nice kind of lamb as well. We round out our top lineup with a Dorset, maybe a little past his prime for me to be comfortable with to work him any higher today. One that when you get over top of him, he is super big top, but with that he's also wider in through his shoulders compared to where he is at his hip to be able to justify moving him higher today. Nice class of lambs. Congratulations.
Results from our heavyweight class of lambs. These lambs weigh between 143 and 174. First place goes to Caden Daugherty of Ohio, that lamb weighing 147 pounds. Second place to Katie Drum of New York, that lamb weighing 168. Third place to Clayton Hesse of Pennsylvania, that lamb weighing 152. Fourth place to Brady Clark of New Hampshire, that lamb weighing 143. Then fifth place went to Madeline Syme of Connecticut. Sixth place to Penelope Kemp, also of Connecticut. Seventh place to Addison Nicholson of Connecticut. Eighth place to Brendan Pym, New York. Ninth place, Alyssa Niket of New Hampshire. 10 to Kevin Rhodes of Massachusetts. 11th place to Oliver Nicholson of Connecticut. 12th place to Brendan Pym of New York. And 13 to Caitlin Willard of Massachusetts. Now selecting for our grand and reserve grand champion, as well as our highly commended and commended lambs, out of these 12 that are in the ring.
Well, first and foremost, let's go ahead and give all these a big round of applause. Super good group of sheep out here and exhibitors as well, and really pleased with this lineup. And it's kind of cool they bring the top 4 back out, and you got to go back through and look at them and see what you evaluated through in that class. So that being said, we get down and I find these 3 class winners pretty easy, and I think the 4th overall again comes to me rather handily in terms of what I'm looking for in athleticism and basic build and design, and then some muscularity. And beyond that, we got to have the added intangibles for the ones that are going to go ahead and lead off with. Again, super good set of sheep out here. I think there's a few different ways you can go. All depends what you want to adjust your priorities towards in terms of, are we judging today, or is this a terminal end product? Are we judging towards the future? You know, what we're looking for out here. I've made up my mind. I'm going to be content with it at the end of the day. I'll go out here and show you your top 4. Congratulations.
Our grand champion Market Lamb goes to our Class 1 winner, tag 24268, Clayton Hesse, Annville, Pennsylvania. That lamb weighing 99 pounds. Reserve grand champion went to our Class 3 winner, tag 144, Caden Dartery, Mount Gilead, Ohio. That lamb weighing 147. The highly commended lamb was our Class 2 winner, 145, Caden Dartery, Mount Gilead, Ohio, a 136-pound lamb. And the commended went to our second place animal in that Class 2, tag 956, Madeline Syme, South Windsor, Connecticut. That does conclude our Market Lamb show. Our judge has been Alex Wolf of Ohio. Please join us at 2 o'clock whenever we begin our Shropshire show today. We do want to thank our award sponsors from that Market Lamb show. The New England Sheep and Wool Growers Association offers $25 to the virtual carcass lamb having the largest loin eye. However, we are not doing any scanning to do the determination of that carcass quality due to the fact that we did not get all the equipment to do the scans. So, the New England Sheep and Wool Growers Association also offers $25 to each sweepstakes winner in each weight division. The New England Hampshire Sheep Association offers $25 to the highest placing Hampshire exhibited, placing in the top 5 in both in the live classes. The Eastern Texels Ron Linenbull of Ellington, Connecticut offers $300 to the grand champion from the virtual program and $200 to the reserve in the virtual, as well as $100 to the highly commended in the virtual. The Northeast Suffolk Sheep Association offers $25 the highest placing Suffolk sired market lamb in each of the classes in the virtual program. The Northeast Southdown Association offers $25 the highest placing Southdown in each of the live market lamb classes. And the American Dorper Sheep Breeders Society awards a $100 premium to both the Grand Champion and Reserve Grand Champion market lambs if they are sired by Dorper or White Dorper rams.